Pack and Panzer shots. And again we see self-repair up, but I don't really again think this is the proper time to do it, and the Sherman really need to get out of there before it is knocked out. Managing to kill an MG42 gunner, 30 caliber on the spot, returning fire, but really again exposed. You want to have your MG guns in cover, and we see he hadn't even time to recover this MG42. Fighting going on in these as well as a fresh German attack is going in. MG42 and mortars and pioneers with minesweepers on the field. Heavy fire raining in. And oh dear, friendly fire setting off the mine and killing the pioneers. Absolutely tragic. Looks like this German will be repaired though, and the 30 caliber is still there, but it is pinned and will need to get out of there before it is killed. And now we see Mr. Cheezburglar floating a lot of manpower, in fact. And we see the medic bunkers has managed to reform a new grenadier team. M8 taking a lot of fire from packs. Sherman on the field knocking out a grenadier, and looks like this M8 just barely managed to get out of there before it was completely destroyed by combined pack and mortar fire. Engineers seizing this victory point from the Germans once more, only down to 30 victory points. Sherman charging in right in front of the pack and Panzerschrecks. Seems to be a nasty habit, and why on earth is he not concentrating all of his armor at the very least? Instead just again sending it piecemeal at the enemy. Oh goodness gracious, M4, what are you doing? Managing to knock out a pack though, but really taking a lot of damage from the Panzerschrecks. M8 moving in a bit. Panzerschreck exposing its side and getting knocked down, and looks like this M4 as well be knocked out. And 2 Shermans in within seconds. Really, that was not a very good use. At least why did he not concentrate and try to just hold one spot, since he is so close? Sometimes you just need to concentrate your defense and try not to hold everything. But apparently M4 tried to bite off more that he could chew, and he is paying dearly for it. More specifically, his Germans are paying for it, and he's probably lost over a small platoon now, possibly going towards a small armored company, in fact, if he continues at this rate of losses. And we see more being sent out. Veterancy 2 for the Grenadiers infantry. Veterans 2 everywhere, certainly a lot of veterancy and a lot of grenadiers, a lot of infantry, which is certainly solid. A lot of anti-tank assets, knocking out all of M4's armor. Now riflemen moving right in front of these MG42s, getting knocked out, and mortar rounds landing right in front of the grenadiers, moving in from the other side, killing a lot of riflemen. It's an absolute slaughter. Just look at it, so many riflemen wounded, dying, or already dead. And now a 30 caliber is trying to set up position and trying to hold back the Germans, but really not doing well at all, taking heavy losses. Grenades going through the windows, not killing anyone though, much to the luck of those inside. But there we go, mortar knocking out everyone. Absolutely horrific. And we have a probably 6th Sherman hitting the field. Oh goodness gracious. When will he learn? And he's going through here again and again. Not a properly supported assault. He barely has any infantry even left. Let's in fact have a look back at M4. Only 2 rifleman teams, not even fully supported. A wounded M8, a Sherman, and a few engineers, but really not a lot to actually put some pressure on. And Sherman once more in the line of fire off the pack again. Absolutely nothing to support, and now Grenadiers again charging in with a Panzerschrecks ready to split apart the Sherman's armor like a cheap paper bag. Sherman firing away, not really hitting anything. The 50 caliber doing small bits of damage, certainly able to hit. And now Panzerschrecks moving in from the west, and we see an M88mm Flak 36 on the field as well. Sherman crashing into a tree, absolutely horrific, and this engineer getting sniped. Oh Goodness gracious. Grenadiers going for this high yield munitions point. The Americans really need to make for one focused attack knockback. The Germans take a victory point and really do everything in their might to hold it, but really does not seem to be the case. And he has Pershings ready for the call-in. Will he go for those? Or what would certainly help him would certainly be able to really hold back those Grenadiers, or should I say Panzer, since this is the 2nd Panzer Division. No Panzers though. And we see another Flak 88 going up. Absolutely dangerous. Will certainly really lock down any attacks from the Americans in the armored case for sure. Mortar rounds going in. Flak 88 taking fire and construction cancelled. Now we see a defense registered artillery going in. Heavy rain of mortar shells just bombing everything in its path. Thankfully no Americans in there. And we see medics continue. A grenade going off, absolutely hitting nothing. Riflemen though have secured this. They have cleared this area. Will they take the victory point and hold it for eternity? And we see another Sherman moving in. And will it help? Will it actually be able to hold the line or what? Rifleman taking damage. Sherman knocking out a grenadier.
Germans are after one of our munitions points.
Slightly unfortunate position. Further grenadiers moving in. Mortar teams, MG42 crewmen, and a grenadier team moving in from behind as well. This is not looking good. Just not enough infantry. And why aren't they at least trying to perhaps use some of these buildings for protection to increase the defenses? And we have grenadiers moving in behind as well. Another grenadier going down. Sherman exposing the rear armor. Oh no. And a grenade landing right amongst these riflemen. Looks like these riflemen might be slaughtered. Sherman facing a lot of Panzer slowly getting out of there, and once more field repairs are being used. And a rifleman team goes down. Oh no, absolutely heavy attrition and a lot of manpower being floated. Will he go for the Pershing or what? Certainly close, certainly could be the choice. Engineers moving in with flamethrowers, veterans in 2 for the grenadiers, meaning they have elite armor but are certainly more susceptible to flames. One grenadier down already, but an engineer being knocked down by a Panzer. Only one engineer left, forced to retreat. 25 points for the Wehrmacht player, but he has managed to secure this victory point, and this M8 is in a lot of danger. Very little health left, no, nothing left but its coaxial machine gun. Surviving a lot of Panzer shots. This is what is known as the 5% bug, and it will be fixed with the next patch though, so you don't have to worry about this again. And there we go, M8 out of control and going to crash into the barrage or not. And the 7th Sherman hitting the fields already. 2 platoons out, almost an entire armored company. And what is this? Another Sherman. No wait, it's the same one again, so not a 8th one, but still a lot of Shermans. Absolutely horrific. Certainly heavy armor losses for very little gain, and because it just couldn't really seem to. Oh no, again sending a Sherman off on its own right into the line of fire of a Flak 88. Ack, as the British would call it. And there we go, Sherman. Oh no, rear exposed and out of control and into the barrage. Another Sherman out. Really bad armor tactics for Mr. M4. Sending them in piecemeal, no support. I mean, this is really armor how you should not be using it. And now sending engineers again, completely unsupported, without any aid. They do manage to cause a bit of damage, forcing away an MG42 team and a sniper, but really, will it be enough? I don't think so. And we have a Flak 88 firing away, not hitting. Will they be able to take this point? And we have registered artillery being called in, which will mean certain doom for these engineers if they don't get out of there. And being knocked out by the Flak 88. And we see another Flak 88 going out to protect this southern victory point and hitting this Sherman as well. Any riflemen and another Sherman. Oh dear. This is just tragic. Sherman after Sherman being thrown into this meat grinder and being lost one by one. Not even a bit of coordination, and this German certainly looks almost dead. Gaining veterans 1, which will certainly mean it will be able to move faster, but really will not avail it much unless it is properly supported. And again, moving in a German without any support. Oh, M4, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting so many Germans? And direct hit from a Panzer, knocking out another Sherman, and we'll probably see this Sherman join it very soon, as again moving right into the arc of fire of a Flak 88. I am not sure why he's doing this, and of course a pack, and main gun destroyed. Barely any health left. This Sherman will certainly be going down in seconds, and barely deflecting a Flak 88 shot. And Panzer moving in and losing this last victory point. What is he doing? Actually getting some infantry, by Jove. But it is way too late now, I think. Certainly won't be able to turn the tide. A brief lull, and let's speed things up a bit. And we see Riflemen do manage a bit there. Engaging these Grenadiers who have now reached Veterans 3. One Rifleman going down to a Panzer shot. And Riflemen taking heavy losses from mines, grenades, and Flak 88 fire. Just able to shoot through this gap in the bocage. Grenadiers on the western part of it, and we also see Grenadiers here, Grenadiers everywhere, and Flak 88s to cover all positions. Quite lethal and quite effective kill zones, I might add. And this Sherman just being damaged. Engineers being trained to perhaps try and repair it. And further heavy losses for those riflemen as the Flak 88 continues to bombard it with its lethal high explosive shells. Grenadiers running straight into these Grenadiers and trying to oust them. One Grenadier going down though, gaining these riflemen veterancy 2, so not all bad right away. And another Grenadier team on the field, out in the open, and if the riflemen stay in cover they might survive, they might win the fight, or perhaps not. All depends. Suppressive fire going off, suppressing the Grenadiers. Will the riflemen pull it off? Or perhaps not. Certainly looks like the 2nd Panzer Division, its Panzer Grenadier Regiment, has secured most of the field. And we see not much else really at the moment. So far things quieting down again. And once more let's speed things up, as I don't think really much can happen. Small engagement here. Riflemen suffering a bit heavily. And we see a fresh counterattack from the riflemen. The more green ones charging in. Sherman being repaired and moving in. And we see another sniper. Not entirely sure why a sniper all of a sudden. Riflemen suffering heavily to all of these Grenadiers. And Grenadiers actually pulling back for some reason. Grenade going off but not hitting. Sherman nearby, firing away but missing, leaving only a small crater. MG42 having set up, suppressing these riflemen, killing a few and forcing the riflemen into a full rout. Engineers continuing to repair this damaged Sherman, while these others are receiving reinforcements. And another rifleman team hitting the field while the sniper is on the way. No, we see pineapple grenades. I'm not entirely sure what is in Mr. M4's head at the moment. He certainly suffered a lot. Most of that through poor